Hello guys, welcome back to third part of Python 3.8 tutorial. In this course, we will learn about variables in Python, naming rule of variables, input function, and in-place operators. So let's get started. So variables in Python is a placeholder or container for text and number that is used to store a value. So the value stored by these named identifiers can be used later in the program. And variable names can be reassigned as many times as we want in the program. So we will see some examples soon. To create a variable, simply use valid variable name equals sign and assign the value. So coming to naming rule, the valid variable names in Python consists only of alphabet, numbers and underscores. So any combination of these can be used in a variable naming, but variables cannot start with numbers. Also note that in Python is a case sensitive language and hence score with a capital S and a score with a small s are two different variable names. So once a variable is defined, the memory is allocated to that variable. So when a variable is used only in certain part of the program, we need not keep that variable to further completion of the program. Instead, we will just use the del command to remove that variable from the memory. So use del statement to remove a variable, that is the reference from the variable name to the value is deleted. So here is an example. First we have used x equal to 25. So x has the value 25. So when you use del statement with x, x is removed from the memory. So once again, if you try to print x, this will produce a name error saying x is not defined. So coming to input function is used to get input from the user. Input function prompts the user for input and returns whatever entered by the user as a string. So even if a user enters a number, that is returned as a string by default. So a plain input function would not make any sense to the user when you're working with projects. So instead, strings can be used inside these parentheses as a prompt message. So prompt messages helps to clarify what input the program is asking for. Also note that while working on competitive coding platforms like CodeChef, HackerEarth or HackerRank, any other platforms, we better not to provide any strings inside this input function. So coming to in-place operators are shorthand operators that can be used over variables. First, let's see an example. Here we have a variable named increment me, which has the value 5. And the next line has increment me plus equals 1. So this is exactly same as increment me is equal to increment me plus 1. That means increment me was 5. Now increment me becomes 5 plus 1, that is 6. So in-place operators can be used over any numerical operation. Also these can be used, some of these can be used over strings. We will see some now. So here we have a list of shorthand operator and its actual implementation. So the first one is x plus equal to y. This is same as x equal to x plus y. So note that if x and y both are strings, then y will be appended to x. So here x and y, if they are strings, then y will be appended to the x. So here we have for subtraction and multiplication for integers, and also if x is string and y is an integer, in this case of multiplication, then the string x is multiplied y times. Also we have x divided by equal to y and x truncated division equal to y, also x mod equal to y. So you can work on these. So let me give the example now. So let's now start with variable naming. Name1 equal to coder, name2 equal to prince. So if I use name1 plus equal to name2, so plus equal to is an in-place operator. This does exactly same as name1 equal to name1 plus name2. So now if I print name1. So you can see that Prince is appended with the coder. So let me now provide an invalid variable name 123 name equal to, I'll store this as a character 1. Now we can see that 123 name, it is a syntax error. So this cannot be a valid variable name. Also, if I create one more variable name with special characters or special signs in them, this will provide me an error again. So we cannot include any other special characters in the variable naming, but I can provide a valid variable name with an underscore also. I can assign this variable name with my previous variable name. I will assign this name with name 1. So if I print, so you can see that name 1 is coder Prince because we have appended name 2 with name 1. So name 1 becomes coder Prince, and also that is assigned here. So you can reassign any number of times. I will provide some integer value. So note that this name was pointing to a string in the previous case, but if I assign this again with a number, it perfectly works. So you can see that now it prints 125 instead of that string. Times equal to 3. Okay, you can do that in the print statement. Times equal to 3. Now if you print this, so this is an integer now, so that integer is multiplied 3 times. So I will delete these variable names now. Check whether these are deleted. So this is actually deleted now. So you can delete multiple variable names with separating them by commas. So let's now see some example of input function. Input, and I will provide a string. Enter any text. And to store the text entered by the user, I will use a variable store text and assign it to this function. So this prompts me for any text. So I will write this is a message. Now if I print store text, you can see that this is a message is stored in that variable. So I will use one more example, num equal to input, enter any number, /n will give a new line so that it is more readable. Since I want an integer from the user, I will convert this to an integer type. So if I write 89, if I print the number, also I print type of this number. So this is class int, so that it is converted. If you provide a plain text, that is actually a string. Now this string is converted to an integer type. So these are the most basic concepts in Python. That's all for this video. Keep on practicing on these concepts so that you will get to know most of the things that you need to know for solving in the competitive platforms. So thank you.